Here we have right now Alexei Podrezov. Have I said it right?
Yeah,
Okay.
almost.
He's the one and only the author of the Carnivore.
Yeah, our group is the author of Carnivore.
Your
yes.
group is Russian Beer Software Corporation?
Russian Bear Service Crew.
Service Crew. Okay. This is the second. How long have you been around here, coming to the Nimega meetings?
I think this is my third meeting,
Uh-huh.
maybe fourth. And I also came to the Time presentation in the Netherlands, in the capital. I think it was in 2012 or something.
You can come forward.
With my presentation.
And then I'm wondering, where came your inspiration for doing the Carnivore?
Well, in Russia there were not many machines with disk drives,
Uh-huh.
and most of the machines were quite limited because they were made for educational purposes. And well, we didn't have disk drives, we didn't have sound cards, we didn't have proper video cards, and so on. So we wanted to have something that would be one, like, would have everything inside: a RAM expansion, a sound card, a flash ROM, and some disk drive, because that would be, like, say, the minimum that would be acceptable for us for our diskless MSX machines.
I'm sure you have several things to tell about the MSX in Russia. It was pretty much like an experiment on computer education.
That's correct. We had Soviet, actually, not Russian. It was the
Yes.
Soviet Union
Actually,
back then.
it was the Soviet
Yeah.
Union in '84. My memory.
84, 85, yeah.
Uh-huh.
So they agreed with Yamaha, and Yamaha made a special version with a Russian keyboard and a special network for educational purposes. So they supplied one of these machines with disk drives and 14 other machines without. And they were all connected together with a network, a kind of
Uh-huh.
network.
And then you had no idea about Mega Flash ROM and other projects like this?
Absolutely not.
You-
At that time, no.
You simply said, okay, I think we should have something like this drive, but with compact flash. It started as a compact flash.
Originally, we made Carnivore 1. Actually, it exists as we made it as a prototype, and it only contains functionality of the flash ROM plus SCC, nothing else. There was no FM pack, there was no ID, there was no RAM.
And no compact flash. Yes.
There was a compact
there
flash.
was compact flash already.
It was same 8 megabyte compact flash, but that was not enough because we needed RAM expansion and some sort of a disk drive. So we made this multi-controller cartridge that contained ID and floppy drive. But we wanted more, so we came the idea of having all-in-one, especially with these powerful chips like Cyclone.
Okay, I see. And then, how's doing your project? Have you presenting something new in this time?
We have, we developed another solution for these Russian MSXs, which is also applicable for any computers with side slot. So we created the project to have a side slot occupied by a controller that is capable of running the Gotek floppy drive emulator or a real floppy drive. So basically you have your two game slots empty, and the unused internal slot, the side slot, will be populated with a Gotek that you can put 999 disk images and just switch them with a button.
Explain the people what a Gotek is. I'm aware, it's a solution for the machines that use a disk drive, and the disk drive is no longer working.
It's a replacement for basically for a disk drive, but it uses a USB flash as the media, and it can contain up to several hundred images. disk images, and it can be configured for many platforms. And you just change the disks without any hassle. You just press a button and it goes up or down, and there is a count.
Only very few people by themselves have placed Gotek in an MSX so far, I think.
It's a very useful device, but if you have, for example, Mega Flash ROM or Carnivore or some other cartridge that has all-in-one, you basically don't need it. I was just unhappy that my machine doesn't have anything to put into the side slot beside our SFG module, and I always wanted to have a machine with a disk drive in the side slot. After the inspiration came actually from the Arabic AX350, which has the floppy drive embedded. But floppy drive itself is not good device because it's slow and you have to insert the disks. Gotek is a perfect, let's say, interchangeable floppy drive for it.
I see. And then let's go back to your magnum opus, Carnivore. Have you been making any new development for Carnivore? Any improvement?
We noticed once that there was a problem on some machines to boot this cartridge because this Altera chip is quite, let's say, complex, and it requires an external flash ROM to boot itself. And it takes 150 milliseconds to boot the Carnivore, but some MSX machines, especially those MSX ones without disk drives, it takes less time to boot. So at the time when you power on, the Carnivore is not ready yet. So you have to reboot it. And our engineer made a solution that we can hold a wait signal in the machine so that the Altera chip loads completely, and then we release the wait signal, machine continues to boot.
So how is it that you placed compact flash instead of an SD at the moment of the development?
We actually took a part of our previous controller and ported it to Carnivore. I think CF is a good solution because it provides native ID. Besides, you can use SD cards in Carnivore with this small adapter.
Yeah.
It works perfectly.
Okay, because it's great. Also, you also make boards for cartridges and so on, right? Also. So, do you sell to producers that need to make his own cartridges?
No, we actually don't sell anything. We have one commercial platform for game developers and shops, and we authorized one of the Spanish developers to produce these cartridges on commercial basis. But we don't produce anything. We are just a group who develops hardware and shares it with the community. With one exception, there was one commercial project that we wanted to sell to the shops.
I see. And also, then that you have finished with the Gotek, do you have something burning in your mind?
Oh yes, we have a very nice project coming up. We just need to focus on its development. It will help people, let's say, with problematic machines to revive those.
What do you mean by problematic machines?
Machines that don't boot, they don't work. There is something wrong on the board. Some chip is broken. You have black screen, or you have corruption somewhere.
Okay.
So we are working on the solution that would ease the diagnostics and find the best way to repair it.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a very challenging project because there's lots of machines out there, and we have to basically implement a solution of its own. So it boots itself, so it works independently from MSX, but it also can read the signals, it can read the voltages and so on, and show it to a user.
It's interesting, really interesting. Well, I hope we can keep I hope you can tell more about this in the MSX Resource Center as long when the development follows up and so on. And you have any expectation for delivery date or something? 1 year, 2 years?
Well, as we are all, family men and we all have day jobs, this all comes when we have time and when we have, let's say, motivation to work. So our developer is now we put forward several proposals and some ideas into the group's channel, and developer is now thinking what chips to use, how this architecture will look like, how this input output will look like. We actually was thinking of even putting a small screen to show the messages to user.
Exactly, because if the machine is not running,
Exactly.
you need something to tell the machine has this problem.
Yeah, it has to be affordable. It doesn't need to have a full oscilloscope on board, but it still has to be able to read the signals to show that something is not working correctly.
I see. Thank you very much for your time, Alexei. I hope I invite you to come to Barcelona to place a stand in the meeting, and so because there is some people that likes your products as well.
Yeah, thank you very much, and the greetings to 8 Beats Forever and Carmeloco.
Okay, thank you to you. So, thank you, and we keep. We continue trying to find somebody else. Now the meeting is finishing, but we'll do our best. Thank you very much, and I hope I can bring somebody else anytime soon.